Hi everyone. Today I just want to talk about the ATO scam that happened to me a month ago. I got this call from a number. It's from Melbourne. I don't normally pick up calls from unknown callers, like private number, any mobile that is not in my contact list. I don't pick up the calls. So this number is from a landline in Melbourne, and I thought it might be from my sister. So I pick it up, and it's actually from a scammer, and they were saying that they were from ATO. I'm actually an accountant, and I just moved to Australia a few years ago. So I have worked in the taxation field recently, last year. Now, to be honest, I have never heard of this scam before. And I didn't know they were not from ATO because they sounded legit, not because of their professionalism, but they didn't really sound like they were from ATO, but because they have all the flow that I believe ATO would have, so it does sound like it's from ATO. So what I want to do is just to let you guys know about this, because for people who have not received this call, people who are new to Australia, whether you are migrants or you are here on temporary basis, if you receive a call, just be aware of that. So basically they say I'm underpaid on my tax, and they say that they have revised the tax figures, but they refuse to tell me about what and how, based on their calculation, that they have revised the tax payable that I have to pay. So I actually was a bit confused. That's when I start thinking it's a bit suspicious, because they were not able to explain to me what went wrong. Then they went on and became more aggressive and say it's because I committed a fraud. That to me is very serious, because I've been back for just a few years and I've been paying my taxes, and I was really concerned when they told me I've committed a fraud. And my background is in accounting, so I did my degree in Australia, but after I finished my degree, I left Australia to work in Singapore and Hong Kong. So I did a tax course, and I believe that I'm actually quite familiar with it. So I was a bit confused, like what do you mean, like which part of the tax figure was reported incorrectly? And they were not able to tell me. They said I've committed a fraud, and they asked me to pay up. And then I told them that it doesn't make sense because I have an eGov. So if I did committed something, if there is an issue, I would have received a letter on the eGov, the notification. I don't check it regularly, but I did check it like every month over the past few months, because I was just making sure that I'm paying everything on time, because I'm paying on a PAYG basis instead of a yearly basis, because I have investments, property investment and other investments, so I have to pay on a PAYG basis. The guy was getting a bit aggressive, and I was getting very agitated, but I tried not to show my agitation. And then he said, pass you on to the supervisor, because I really need to know what did I do wrong, and then I'll figure out how I can pay it. I didn't say I don't want to pay, because if I did furnish the information incorrectly, if I know what it is, I'm willing to pay for the shortfall. So they passed me on to the supervisor, and the supervisor came on and said that based on their record, I've committed a fraud and I need to pay up the difference, and if I do not pay, they will call the police to arrest me at my home. I was like, what do you mean, like you be calling the police? Like I don't even know what fraud did I commit, And they said, well, I have just told you that you have committed a fraud with ATO, and you will be arrested if you don't pay for it. I was just shocked. I was like, I do not think that's how ATO works. And he was very agitated, and then he said, well, then if you're not going to pay, I'm just going to call the police. I was very upset. I was like, well, you have to tell me what it is. I don't have a problem with paying, but you have to tell me what fraud did I commit. And he said, "Oh, if you do not want to pay, then just wait for the police to come to your house." It's not possible. I was very upset by this experience. So I hope that if you know people who are new to Australia, or if you have elderly friends or relatives that are not aware of this ATO scam, please let them know, because they might feel threatened and because they might not understand what's going on. If they don't have anyone to check with, they might actually pay up. After the incident, that I went and researched, and I realized this has been going on for years and it's still going on. And I think the only reason it's still going on is because they have been collecting money and they have been successful in scamming people. There are people who are being scammed. There are people who paid them, and that's why they... if you are a scammer, if you're not making money, you won't be doing it. You will stop, because it's just a waste of time. But if there are people who are sending you money based on your lies and whatever thing that you do, and then you just keep on doing it. So the caller who called me, I remember his voice. He has a Vietnamese accent. I might have a Singapore or Hong Kong accent. So I remember his voice. A few weeks ago, I heard on YouTube that he was calling another person and his voice was being recorded and put onto YouTube. Just let people know about this, so when they receive the call, they can just ignore it. Or if they receive the voicemail. I don't know how big is the organization. It might be different people working in, on smaller teams, so it might be an organized crime. I have no idea, but please share with whoever that you know are not aware of this scam, so they don't need to be disturbed by this event. That's all I want to share today. Thank you. Bye.